Hi, welcome to Hyperion Hype Club. My name is McKenna and I love the Kingdom Keepers books by Ridley Pearson. Join me as we discuss this series and others published by Disney-Hyperion Books. Let's get into it. Hi everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Hyperion Hype Club. Today I will be reviewing Mistress of All Evil, the fourth book in Serena Valentino's Villains series. So, like usual with the Serena Valentino reviews, which I've reviewed the first three in this series, which is Fairest of All, The Beast Within, and Poor Unfortunate Soul, and I also have short versions of those reviews too. I mean, these reviews are already pretty short, but like I'm talking like reels length, like a minute tops. So you can also listen to those. I will link some if you're like watching on a laptop or a tablet or something. I will link some that corner, the cards to see the other ones, or at least Ferris of All. Anyway, like the reviews for those books, I'll start by like asking some questions that this book kind of answers. And if you were ever interested in hearing about those, like the answers to those questions, I guess, or if you're interested after you hear me ask them, then, give this book a read, I guess. That was a really weird way of explaining it. But anyway, how does Aurora feel about how she was raised? What is going on in Aurora's head while she's in the cursed sleep? Why was Maleficent so hurt when she was the only person in the kingdom not invited to Aurora's christening? What did Maleficent do that earned her the title Mistress of All Evil? So this book really digs into Maleficent's childhood. It also tells you a bit more of a backstory on her relationship with crows and ravens, and the history of Maleficent, aka the Dark Fairy, with other fairies, including Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather. Like the last two, the like numbers 2 and 3 in this series, this book builds on canon characters, which I love, and there's more emphasis on a different character than the last two books too. There's also even more connecting between the classic Disney princess stories, so especially between the princesses. So I love seeing that connection. Like they're all in the same realm, basically, which is always fun to hear about those. I also love that this book called out the fact that numerous princesses have been saved by love's first kiss. Just thought it was really funny. And you can't argue with Maleficent when she questions why a young girl needs a man to save her rather than fighting for her own good and breaking her own curse. Good thing Disney has been on top of that the past decade or so. I have like the whole quote written out on my Goodreads page, or at least maybe I will by the time this goes up. So reminder to editing McKenna, put that up right now. Take a pause. Put that up. Okay. Same goes for a quote saying that a princess looks even more beautiful with lines around her eyes. So yes, you can be beautiful when you age too. There's nothing wrong with aging and looking aged. There is honestly so much going on in this book, I feel, but just enough to where everything still connects real smoothly. Not all books can really connect that well, I feel. Even connecting between the other books. There's also two great plot twists in this book. So yeah, I've raved about this book so far. There are two like little things that I did want to mention that like, wasn't the best part about this book, but like whatever. I got a little tired at one point that like so many characters could read minds. The second thing is that Princess Tulip calls the guy she meets in Poor Unfortunate Soul, like, and this is, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks, probably not even that much, probably not even more than a week after she meets him, and she calls him my love, and she's like, oh, I'm in love with him, and he's like practicing his proposal to her, and I'm like, homegirl just met this man. How are they already in love? Didn't this book already poke fun at tropes? Like, why not this trope too?
I was just not into that unintentional irony that Serena Valentino had there. But I mean, other than that, I really enjoyed the book. I would give it like a 4.5 out of 5. And so far, the first 4 books, I think Fairest of All kind of just edges this one out for the best one, and then it's Poor Unfortunate Soul, and then The Beast Within. But I am excited to continue in the series. But yeah, I am excited to read more. I do have a reflection book to read, like the Twisted Sail book reflection to read at some point as well. But yeah, next week you will see my 24-hour reading challenge video that I did for the release of Kingdom Keepers Inheritance Villains Realm, which I can leave that review in one of the cards, and that was released 3 weeks ago. So yeah, I'm excited for that 24-hour reading challenge to come out. I also read this during that reading challenge, and yeah, I will see you guys next week then. Oh, well, on YouTube. I'll see you next week on YouTube. Bye.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. Please remember to rate, review, subscribe, and follow. Also, please chat with me and other members of this club in the comments of the YouTube video. My other social media information and a link to the Long Distance Sisters podcast I am also part of will be below. Back in a whack!